Today, we continue to look at the life of former Mayor Frederick E. Turnage. This and more coming up on NewsBreak starting now.
From WHIG-TV, this is NewsBreak 31. Now, here's Marie Torres.
Hello, you're watching WHIG-TV NewsBreak, your voice in the community. I'm Marie Torres. The city of Rocky Mount's longest-serving mayor has died this week. Sunday, the former mayor Frederick E. Turnage passed away at the age of 75 after his battle with pancreatic cancer. But what lives on today is his memory and his legacy. Over his 34 years as mayor, he's touched the lives of many, and even in his retirement age, he continued his work in various other sectors, including with the local chapter of the American Red Cross, which is named after him, and with the Rocky Mount Area Chamber of Commerce. As a local hero, Turnage is a part of the Twin County Hall of Fame, and in 2010, the new City Hall for Rocky Mount was renamed in his honor as the Frederick E. Turnage Municipal Building. A pioneer and essential part of the conquering of disparities of inequality, Helen P. Gay, the first black woman to be elected to the city's council under his leadership, calls him a fair man.
Well, I worked with Mayor Turnage 20 years on the city council. The year that I was elected, I'm sure he had talked with most of the council members before I got there because they were mostly male, and I was a black female, so I'm sure he had a good talk with them. So they respected me, and I had no trouble when I went on the city council, and I'm sure it was because of Mayor Turnage. And through the years, I was respected, and that's what you need when you are working. You are there to do a job, and you should get respect regardless of your color or creed, or whether you're male or female. And me being a female, it would look like I wouldn't, but I did. I mean, we got along well together for 20 years, and he was a friend of my family's. He would attend birthday parties that we would have at the Carlton House, because we always invited him to do the welcome. And my sisters and I are just really grieved over his passing. We hope the best for his family, and we'll always remember Mayor Turnage because, in my opinion, he's one of the best mayors I've ever seen.
And this week, several others impacted by this humorous but firm and devoted leader shared their thoughts on his passing.
Yeah. I'm Linwood Robertson, Chapter Executive of the American Red Cross, Frederick E. Turnage Chapter in Rocky Mount. I cannot, in words, truly say what Fred Turnage meant to me. I remember when I was 7-year-old, my father first introduced me to Fred, and I was just in awe of meeting the mayor. But as I grew into a young man and got to know the man, Fred Turnage, he has been so instrumental in my development as a young professional. He was a role model, he was a mentor. There are 3 men to me that have been the guiding examples of what I wanted to be as a leader. My father, Dean Smith, coach at the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill, Fred Turnage. I'm 40 years old now. Fred was my mayor for 3/4 of my life, and will probably always be the man that I reference as our mayor. His loss is going to be huge for our town, and it's a big loss for me personally because he was someone that I counted on his counsel and just really considered him a good friend.
You know, when I think of Fred Turnage, I always think about his wit and his calming presence about himself. And I feel like I grew up with Fred. Norma I grew up down the street from Norma, and she was my 6th grade teacher at Brownsville. And so I've known the family all my life. But then when you go back and look at Fred, earliest mayor ever elected to this community, ended up serving 9 terms. His dedication and community service and just the overall care that he had for this community will probably never be matched. You go back and you look at his involvement in the school merger, and certainly recovering from Floyd and the interaction that he had with electricities and serving on that board and so forth, it's just unmatched by anybody. The number of people, the lives that he's touched, he'll be forever missed.
Well, Mayor Turnage is a local product. He grew up in Rocky Mount. He returned to Rocky Mount after law school at Wake Forest, and he worked in the community as an attorney. But along the way, he became interested in local politics and was first elected, I think, in 1971 to public office. He was also a Hall of Fame inductee to the local Hall of Fame in 2005. Fred was such an interesting person. He never met someone he didn't like and someone he wasn't interested in. And that's what made him special to everybody in Rocky Mount, no matter what walk of life they came from.
Fred was a great leader, and by this I mean he never panicked. He was always calm no matter what the crisis, no matter what the situation was. He was always calm, and he kept everybody around him calm. And a lot of crises were solved, and you almost didn't even know that they had happened because of his great leadership. And of course, Rocky Mount has gone through, just like anybody else, many, many challenging times. And Fred never backed away from one of them. You remember our school situation? He was involved in that. Of course, we all remember the flood. He was right there on the forefront from then on. And there are many, many more situations that he was involved in. He was active in Rocky Mount, but not only in Rocky Mount. He was active in the county, and he was active in the state. And then he was on a lot of national boards, and he lent his talents to many, many different organizations. And so many people around this country have benefited from Fred Turnage. And the last thing I want to say, Fred was a great friend of a lot of us, but he was also an incredibly great family man. He has a wonderful family. They love him. He loved them. He's got these grandchildren coming up now. He's left a great legacy for all of us to be proud of and for all of us to follow. So on behalf of myself, past JCs, just about everybody that has ever known him, we're going to miss him, and we loved him, and we think he was just a fantastic person. And we pray now for his family.
I'm Jenny Moorbutter, Director of United Way Tar River Region. Knowing Fred Turnage was such a privilege. What a great asset and friend he was to our community. He will be so missed. In our nonprofit community, the work that he did was tremendous. And of course, with his work as our longstanding mayor, it's hard to even talk about all the things that he did to bring our community together and the lives that he touched. The void that it leaves is really hard to talk about. To his family, we send our prayers and best wishes, and to our community. We thank Fred for everything that he did to unify us and to make our community a stronger and better place. He will be truly, truly missed.
Fred had remarkable ability, the way he communicated with people, the way that he treated people. He was generous and kind to everybody. He combined that manner that he has with his ability to achieve some things that I don't think many people could have achieved, all the way from working out an agreement as Rocky Mount's designated person with Carolina Power and Light 40 years ago to coming on and undertaking the projects that he undertook with the chamber and working us through a couple of really rough periods in Rocky Mount in the interim. Fred had a great love for Rocky Mount, obviously, and the community. I was able to, we shared a common heritage with Wake Forest. He certainly loved Wake Forest, and we enjoyed talking about that. But he enjoyed more than anything else talking about his family and how greatly he enjoyed them and his grandchildren in particular.
Well, you know, I've known Mayor Turnage for many, many years. Really, my first recollection is when I came back from college and I was running a store here in Rocky Mount, and I can remember probably going to my first ribbon cutting that I remember Mayor Turnage at, and of course he did hundreds and hundreds after that day. There's no telling, but I remember him that day, and you know, he was much younger then. I think he was in his 30s, and you know, I don't know that anybody expected him to serve as long as he did, but he and I had a great relationship. I respected him. he always treated everybody, I think, with dignity and respect, and I think that's really why a lot of people thought a lot of Fred. And you know, you don't serve as long as he did. It wasn't, I don't think, a political agenda for him. I think he truly cared about Rocky Mount, and I think that came through with the people that elected him. And so many times he had nobody running against him because maybe people didn't expect that they could even get elected if they ran against him, because he really treated everybody, I think, fairly and equally, and he worked well within all throughout the community, and I think that made a big difference. You know, I joked when, after I got elected, the first couple of times I would show up somewhere, you know, I think people were still expecting Mayor Turnage to be there. And that probably for maybe even up to a year, there were people that I would meet and still didn't understand that Fred wasn't the mayor anymore. But I think for most people, he'll always be mayor of Rocky Mount and in their heart and in their minds, because he did such a great job. And he truly cared about Rocky Mount, the people. And when I say this, his wife, Norma, was also a partner with him. You know, you can't do something like being mayor without having a good partner in life that supports you, and she was there at an awful lot of things that Fred showed up at. Norma was there too, so they made a good team together. And you know, you got to have that support, because it's not something that, in addition to his law practice, it was also something he did and took a lot of time and effort. But you know, my experiences with him were always pleasant. I never saw him get upset with anybody. I served on one term on the council when Fred was the mayor, and you know, he had been through some pretty tough times with Floyd, and you know, getting through that, I think he probably may have been ready to retire before he actually decided not to run again. But I think after Floyd occurred, I think he felt like he needed to stay on to provide some of that leadership and that consistency at the mayor's position that we needed during those time periods. Plus, he knew so many people throughout the state and on the federal level also that knew Fred, that it helped us to recover, because he had those connections. He had those people that would respond when he picked up the phone and called him. But you know, I look at some of the pictures that I've seen at him when he did retire, and I've seen him dressed up in cowboy outfits and doing all sorts of things in his role as mayor. I haven't had to dress up in a cowboy outfit yet, but I remember the pictures of Fred doing that. And so sometimes you do what you have to do when you're mayor.
Mayor Combs asked that flags at all city facilities be lowered to have staff in Turnage's honor. Turnage's work was instrumental in several of the resources we see and use today, including the Tar River Regional Wastewater Treatment Facility, South Rocky Mount Community Center, the Rocky Mount Judicial Center, Rocky Mount Sports Complex, the Imperial Center for the Arts and Sciences, Braswell Memorial Library, and the Rocky Mount Senior Center. Our hearts and prayers are with his family and all who knew him. When we return or come back from the break, this year's back-to-school jump-off is only days away. Stay with us.
It's back for a limited time. Every new Buick and GMC at Davenport Auto Park is being offered at the GM employee price. Combined with factory incentives, now you can drive out for up to $5,000 below dealer invoice amount. And that's not all. With Davenport's dealership for life, you can even get a free lifetime warranty, plus free oil changes, rotations, and more for no extra charge. Employee price, rebates up to $5,000, free lifetime warranty. See if anybody beats that deal. But hurry, this offer ends soon, only at Davenport Auto Park in Rocky Mount. Still your dealership for life.
We're your news team, bringing it home to you with meteorologist Fred Holdsworth, anchor Marie Torres, sports reporter Edward Green, and Matt Habit, our studio guy. WHIG TV Newsbreak, your voice in the community.
Announcing the gold buying station's $1 million buying event.
That's right. Our national trading partners have authorized us to spend
$1 million. If you have old gold,
we buy it.
Diamond jewelry,
we buy it.
Coins.
That too.
Antique jewelry.
Yeah, baby.
Pocket watches.
We buy it.
Gold.
We love broken gold.
Whatever has value.
We buy it all.
We pay serious cash during the Gold Buying Station's $1 Million Buying event.
And remember, we buy it all.
The Country Inn & Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn & Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We are filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The business center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Vachavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the country. Country Inn & Suites, Rocky Mount.
Welcome back to NewsBreak. I'm Marie Torres. This year's back-to-school jump-off is only days away now. Here's a recap with Community Services Manager with Rocky Mount Police, Yvette Jones.
Annual back-to-school jump-off is going to take place on Friday, August the 5th from 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. at the Rocky Mount Football Stadium or Athletic Stadium.
All right, what's going to be featured there?
We're going to have entertainment like we normally have, Zumba, cardio funk, a lot of line dancing going on. We're going to have carnival games and the bouncers. We're going to have people out there face painting, free hot dogs and drink, and we're just going to have fun. And our main objective is to get book bags and school supplies to the kids in the National Rocky Mount and Edgecombe County area.
And who is it for exactly, the students you're talking about?
It's for every student in the Nash Rocky Mount Schools area. Our special objective is just get kids who may not have access to school supplies this school year, those supplies that they need so they can start the school year off on the right foot.
All right, and how important do you think this event is to the community?
I think it's real important. We have a number of communities that have in the past tried to put on back to school festivals to try to reach out to the community to try to provide entertainment on a smaller scale. So what we want to do is bring the same communities that's been doing these events and bring them into one big arena to try to reach a greater number of people. So I think it's real important. This is something that we've done in the last 4 years and it has just grown,
Volunteers and school supply donations are still needed. You can drop off those donations at the Rocky Mount Police Station or at any Rocky Mount Fire Station. Prospective volunteers can call Jones at 252-972-1436. After the break, it's the latest in sports and weather. We'll be right back.
It's back for a limited time. Every new Buick and GMC at Davenport Auto Park is being offered at the GM employee price. Combined with factory incentives, now you can drive out for up to $5,000 below dealer invoice amount. And that's not all. With Davenport's dealership for life, you can even get a free lifetime warranty. Plus free oil changes, rotations, and more for no extra charge. Employee price, rebates up to $5,000, free lifetime warranty. See if anybody beats that deal. But hurry, this offer ends soon, only at Davenport Auto Park in Rocky Mount. Still your dealership for life.
Announcing the gold buying station's $1 million buying event.
That's right. Our national trading partners have authorized us to spend
$1 million. If you have old gold,
We buy it.
diamond jewelry,
We buy it.
coins,
That too.
antique jewelry,
Yeah, baby.
pocket watches,
We buy it.
gold,
We love broken gold.
whatever has value.
We buy it all.
We pay serious cash during the gold buying station's $1 million buying event.
And remember, we buy it all.
The Country Inn & Suites is your home away from home with a staff that always treats you as family. If you or your church or company has visitors, give them a great Rocky Mount welcome with a special discount on their overnight or extended stay. Not only is the Country Inn & Suites a comfortable place, we'll spoil them with fresh cookies and complimentary breakfast. We're filled with luxuries like an indoor pool, fitness center, and a guest laundry. The business center includes a boardroom, connection to high-speed internet, and catering for meetings is always available. Call me, Donna Chavis, at 252-442-0500 for a tour and or to set up your corporate rate. You're always welcome as family in the Country Inn & Suites, Rocky Mount.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's take a look at the days ahead in WHIG-TV weather with Fred Holdsworth. Fred?
Well, a return to the heat after a couple of days where we were in the 90s. We'll be in the 90s today, although it's going to be the upper 90s. And then for tomorrow, we'll break that 100-degree mark once again. And then a cold front should come through tomorrow night and give us a break in these hot temperatures. We'll see that the cold front will give us some showers and thunderstorms. Most likely by tomorrow afternoon we'll have a slight chance, a better chance tomorrow night and Thursday, and then we will be into the lower 90s for high temperatures. Let's take a look at our forecast map and we'll see what's going on out there. Big area of severe weather possible over the eastern U.S., right here over Michigan, Wisconsin, northern Illinois, northern Indiana, and eastern Pennsylvania and most of Ohio right in here. This in association with a frontal boundary dropping down from Canada, moving across the lakes, and this will give us a chance of some strong storms in that region. Over our area, as that cold front pushes through, we'll see a better chance of showers and thunderstorms beginning by tomorrow afternoon. High pressure over the Gulf of Mexico, this is still allowing some showers and thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast and the peninsula of Florida. As we look farther to over the Four Corners region of the desert southwest, we do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms in this region, and a small area of severe weather could take place over the Cape Cod region of Massachusetts and along the down east coast of Maine right in here. As we go farther to the Pacific Northwest, we do see some rain easing into British Columbia, but by and large the west coast is dry as they're now into their dry season. We also have a tropical storm down in the Caribbean, Tropical Storm Emily, a minimal tropical storm right now. It is battling some hostile environment as far as hurricanes go, and we'll just have to keep an eye on that and see what it does. Right now, it has winds of 40 miles per hour and moving to the west at 16 miles per hour. And it is located some 245 miles southeast of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Well, let's look at our forecast now, and we'll see that today will be sunny with a high of 96. Winds will be northeast at 8. Clear tonight with a low of 70 and a light wind. For Wednesday, sunny and hot. Slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm with a high of 101. Winds will be west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Wednesday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 73, south wind at 8. Thursday, chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms with a high of 92, southeast wind at 7. Thursday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 74. For Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 92. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a low of 74. And Saturday, a chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, 93 degrees for the high. Our high yesterday, 89. Our low this morning, 71. We picked up 3 inches of rain overnight and early this morning. The extremes for this date, our high occurred in 1980, a 102 degree reading, and our low was 58 in 1990. Our national extremes, the high 111 in Chandler, Oklahoma and Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and the low 37 degrees at Holden Village, Washington. And the most precipitation yesterday over a 24-hour period, 1.84 inches, and that occurred at Daytona Beach, Florida. And that's a look at your Rocky Mount and Tri-County weather right up to now.
Thank you, Fred. And with us now is Edward Green with our sports update. What's going on, Edward?
Oh, a bunch of stuff, Marie, and we're going to get to it right now.
All right.
Well, as we talked about Thursday, the Major League Baseball trade deadline can be a crazy time, and we start off with a few deals being done that turn into a flurry the last few days. Here are some of the deals that went down and how some division races will be affected. In one of the more complex deals that went down, Eric Bedard moves from Seattle to Boston in a 3-team deal involving the Dodgers. His numbers were not dominating, but the Red Sox do feel a need in the back of their rotation, with starter Clay Buchholz still out with an injury. Seattle gets a pair of minor league outfielders, while the Dodgers get 2 minor league pitchers and minor league catcher Tim Fedorovich, who fans may remember in his time at UNC Chapel Hill. A team that needed no help in the rotation is Philadelphia, so the Phillies concentrated on getting an outfield bat. They snatched up Hunter Pence from the Houston Astros, and the center fielder has shown an ability to hit for average and has good range in the outfield, and already made his mark by scoring the game-winning run on Sunday. The Phillies did give up 4 good prospects for him, including right-hander Jared Cozart and first baseman Jonathan Singleton, the top 2 prospects in the organization. Ubaldo Jimenez is a name that did not start floating around until late in the period, but the Rockies got some solid talent in return after shipping him to Cleveland. Jimenez is a top-of-the-rotation starter that has battled command issues this year, while the Rockies pick up the Indians' best prospect, lefty Drew Pomeranz, as well as Alex White, another former UNC player who made his debut earlier this year with Cleveland. After seeing 2 of the best outfielders available go to other National League teams, the Atlanta Braves grabbed the outfielder that may have been the best fit for them. Michael Bourne will improve a Braves offense that is 26th in on-base percentage and also had 39 steals with Houston, in addition to playing very well in center. The Braves gave up little to get Bourne, sending center fielder Jordan Schaefer, who has underperformed with the big league club, and 3 pitching prospects, none of whom were in the top 4 in the organization. A pair of relievers also changed addresses, though not the one most thought. Heath Bell is staying put as the closer in San Diego, but teammate Mike Adams is heading to Texas to join an already outstanding bullpen. Texas did send 2 Major League ready pitching prospects away in the deal, but Adams can set up this year and close next year if the Rangers decide to move current closer Neftali Feliz to the rotation. Finally, Brad Ziegler is joining another good bullpen in Arizona after being traded by Oakland. The 2 prospects in the deal are high-risk, high-reward players, while Ziegler dominates right-handed batters with his sidearm delivery. While the trade deadline is past, deals can still be made, but players must clear waivers to get a deal done. As for the Carolina Mudcats, they evened up their series against Huntsville with a 13-1 win on Monday. Neftali Soto and Bill Reinhart got the scoring started in the first with a pair of RBI singles. Soto went homer in the 3rd and the 6th, with Reinhart adding 1 in the 3rd as well. Pedro Villarreal pitched well after being staked to the early lead, going 6 innings while giving up only 1 run on 6 hits to improve to 5-2. Kyle Heckathorn took the loss after surrendering 6 earned runs on 9 hits. The Mudcats moved now to a tie for third place and are just 5 games back of first. The middle of the game of the series takes place tonight at Joe Davis Stadium in Huntsville. Brandon Heineck will get the start against Michael Bowman. So Marie, a lot of exciting stuff going on. And real quick before we go, the 14 and under Babe Ruth team is actually playing in Greenville right now. They're playing a team from Alabama. If they win, they go to the World Series for 14 and under.
Awesome. All right. Great. Thank you so
No
much,
problem.
Edward. We thank you for watching today. Join us Thursday for our live news at noon. For WHIG TV, I'm Marie Torres. Have a great day.